All right, I think we are good now. So welcome to the masterclass of the 15 secrets of how to create a stellar high-end brand that sells. So over the last 2 years, I've been launching my own personal brand, which I've been offering success coaching services. I've worked with clients one-on-one. I've launched a group program that was a 6-week course. We've ran that a few times. I've helped dozens and dozens of people just within that program. In the last 10 months, I've launched my signature program, which is called Born to Stand Out, that has helped other people launch and create their own personal brand, bring their passion and services to the world to help make them more income, more impact, and influence, which I'm super, super passionate about. So I wanted to invite you to this masterclass because I wanted to share the secrets, the true secrets that I've used to build my brand, the things that I feel are the most important things that you need to know for you to be able to take action. And over the last 5 days, I've been sharing them in the Mompreneur Club, which is my private Facebook community where mompreneurs and entrepreneurs can come and build relationships with one another, support each other, which is a fabulous community. And some people said, I would much rather just see it broken up into little pieces. I know we're all busy moms and people that are juggling kids and life. There was a lot of kids who started school this week, so it was definitely an exciting time. But the masterclass is also valuable, so you can just see and gain all the information at once. You can put it to use and take action. So I'm going to dive in so we can get to this as soon as possible. So my first secret is getting over starting over, and what I call the umbrella theory. So there's been many times in my career as an entrepreneur over the last 13 years where I have felt the nudge or the calling to do something more, to reach a new level. And a lot of times that felt like starting over, walking away from one thing to move to a next, or starting another thing so hopefully you could move away from what you were doing previously. I've been in both situations. I've wanted to be done. I felt burnout. I felt tired. I felt exhausted with what I was doing. But it was bringing in what you call the bacon for my family. And so having the idea of starting something new, for me, was a point that I found very challenging. But what I realized is you're never really starting over, you guys. So in this day in social media, we have this following or this presence that goes with us no matter what we're doing. Every city you've ever lived in, all the people you've ever known, are kind of your circle of influence or your network, if you call it. And so no matter what you're doing, even if you're shifting into a whole new arena that you've never been in before, they all build upon each other. So every relationship that I've ever nurtured and built, every acquaintance, every business that I've ever had was like a stepping stone to the next one. So my first business, I owned a salon. And I remember in my first network marketing company, I was able to sell and recruit and all that to many people that I knew from my salon business. And then from that business, I met new people that I took with me to that next business or relationships, customers, things like that. So I really don't believe that you're ever truly starting over. So get that out of your head. If you're struggling, if that's what's holding you back right now is, oh my goodness, everything I've worked for, everything I've built, I'm walking away from it, or I'm not going to be focusing on it as much. It honestly doesn't even exist. And it's just a lily pad to the next thing that you're going to create or the success that you're going to have somewhere else. So I want to talk about what I call the umbrella theory, because a lot of people don't understand kind of why you would want to create your own personal brand and how you would make money doing it. But also how it would tie into maybe what you're doing already. So I kind of have this theory that your personal brand, your name or, having your own domain would be your umbrella to all the things that you might already currently do and new things, new ideas, new ventures that you might take on in the future. So it's really, really important. I teach my clients, and it was important realization for myself that I needed to start building a brand that wasn't attached to a company, a comp plan, a certain product, or anything. I needed Natalie Sorensen's brand to be a brand in itself, and then all these different passions and all these different things would just fit under it. But I would brand myself as me with my mission, with my vision for other people to, you know, grab a hold of, to come along with. And then maybe they would fit into some of the different things that I offered, and, you know, they might become customers or different, you know, a right fit for some of the things that I've done. And so I envision that umbrella, and once you've created an umbrella and once you've created a brand, you can have the freedom to diversify and follow some of those passions and add things in. So to give you guys an example, somebody posted in the Mompreneur Club just this week, and she was asking about all the different income streams, or how many income streams do you have? And I did some studying about 2.5 years ago, because my husband and I had one significant income stream. Okay, I had retired my husband from his corporate job. We were in a network marketing company, and we had one stream of income. And to be honest with you guys, it was freaking scary. We were at the mercy of our team. We were at the mercy of hoping the company opened certain countries and did certain things at certain times. And we were both nervous, and we made a promise and commitment to each other that we would never be in that situation again, because it was incredibly tense on our marriage. We were supposed to be living the dream life, but it actually was quite hard. And so we decided to diversify those streams of income. So I started that by creating my umbrella and my personal brand, and started offering private coaching. I launched these group coaching programs. I started selling items like this pineapple necklace that really fit and tied in with my brand and my brand message. My husband started a brick and mortar, more like local business. It's a satellite, so we don't have like a storefront or anything like that. But we diversified our assets and diversified our endeavors, split our time up a little bit. And a lot of people had told us that it's hard to be successful if you focus on more than one thing. But yet I have found that when you find the things that you're truly passionate about, it actually fuels you in those other things. So it's been incredibly successful. Things have really shifted and turned around for us, you know, as far as our relationship goes, but definitely, you know, our financial situation and things like that. So I'm a big believer in that. So the second thing I want to share is get to know you and what your zone of genius is. One of my favorite books that I recommend all my clients and everyone that knows me to read is The Big Leap. And Gay Hendricks talks about in that book the things that are your zone of competence, your zone of excellence, and your zone of genius. When I read that book for the first time, I thought, I've been living in my zone of excellence for a long time, you guys. You can be successful in your zone of excellence. You can make, you know, incredible income in your zone of excellence, but you're still missing something. There's like a voice inside of you that's saying, you haven't, you know, paid any attention to me yet, or you haven't got here yet. And so there's always this longing. Now, living in your zone of genius is scary because there's not that quite security and that utter confidence that you have in your zone of excellence. In your zone of genius, there's maybe some doubt because you've maybe never lived there, you maybe never done business there and things like that. And that's how I felt. So I shared earlier this week some tips on finding your zone of genius, but it really comes down to two things. Your innate talent plus your greatest passion is what equals your zone of genius. So your innate talent you maybe naturally excelled at, or you've developed during circumstances that you've gone through in your life on your own. But this is something that you really don't have to think about. You don't have to work on. It's kind of, it really comes natural to you. Gay Hendricks talks about that time could pass You could do the same thing for days on end, not get paid for doing it, and you would thoroughly enjoy it. Those are the things that I was passionate about. You guys, I'm so passionate about personal development and personal growth, and just really deciding you want to become a better version of yourself every single day. And that's what I would love to go to happy hour and talk to friends about. The 5 people that I surround myself I want them to be people that, purposefully grow month after month, year upon year. Not the people that are stagnant, not the people that are living the past, not the people that are believing the stories that they're telling themselves, but somebody that's really trying to overcome their fears, make big things happen for them. And so I think that there's a huge difference between somebody living in their zone of genius and living in their zone of excellence. If you are around people that are constantly complaining, blaming, making excuses, those are people that aren't really in that zone. So you have to kind of ask yourself, you have to commit to yourself that you're going to find your zone of genius. You have to commit to yourself that even if you're not going to make it your full-time business, that you find something to do that's in your zone of genius. I heard a story just this last week of a guy who was a medical physician. That was his lifelong dream, but he felt like something was missing. He found his zone of genius in singing in a coffee shop. So one day a week, he would play his guitar and sing in the coffee shop. It made him love his job more. It made him love his life more. He ended up finding love at the coffee shop while playing music. And so your zone of genius doesn't always mean that thing that's going to be your it thing, but all of a sudden more happiness, more joy, fulfillment comes into your life through you exercising that. So the third thing is take a personality test. This has been amazing this week to get to see lots of women in the group taking the personality test from 16 personalities or how to fascinate. Both of them are great tests. They call the different types different things, but the thing that I've heard from every single person is 2 different responses. I can't believe how spot on it actually is. And the other thing I heard multiple times over was I learned things about myself that I didn't even realize. And so those personality tests are really important to help me dig into myself, my clients, people that I help, to figure out what it is about them that's different and unique, more different than any other person in the world. And we start developing their brand and their message and their voice around those unique gifts, those unique experiences, those innate personality traits that many people don't have. So just twice this week, I saw somebody with a personality type that only 2% of the world has. Do you feel that you are needed living in your zone of genius, figuring out how to serve the world if only 2% of the world has even your personality, which no 2 people are alike. So even 2 people with that exact personality type are not the same. They haven't had the same life experiences. They haven't gone through the same exact things, even though they might be similar in their personality traits. So I believe that that is fascinating. And I believe that that's a gift that you have to be able to bring your brand out there into the world and be like no one else and stand out in a really huge way. So I definitely encourage you to do that. So the 4th thing is setting aside others' opinions and kicking fear to the curb. This is such a huge obstacle for you to climb when you're doing something so big and so grand, you guys. Our parents and our grandparents grew up in the day and age where you chose a career, you maybe didn't love it, you got a paycheck for it, you did it for 40 years, retired, and took out a pension or a small retirement and lived on that, and that's the way they live. So we look up to those people, we love those people so dearly, and we go to them for advice, as millennials, and maybe you're not even a millennial, maybe you're a baby boomer, but we go to people that had this totally different upbringing and this totally different position on life, and we want advice. We want them to hitch to our bandwagon and say, this is the most amazing idea. You're going to do great. And it's so foreign to them. You guys, online marketing and online business. My dad's a successful entrepreneur, but he does not understand it. He doesn't understand how so many people are making six figures, multiple six figures online. He just doesn't quite get it, and that's okay. What I've had to learn is that I have to set aside his opinion. His opinion for me 2 years ago was to open another brick and mortar business like I'd had, because he said, you know how to do it, you know it works, you know you can take care of your family. And I said right back to him, but I know I'm not going to be able to spend the time that I want to with my family. Therefore, it's not going to give me the freedom that I desire, which leads to my ultimate happiness and me being the best mom that I can be. So I had to go against his advice or will for me, even though that was incredibly hard, because I had to go my own direction. I had to kind of set my sail and say, I'm going to prove to the world and everybody else that this is possible for me. And was it scary? Was I afraid of failing? Was I afraid of him being right? Absolutely I was, but it also fueled me to always keep going and to never give up. And one of my favorite quotes that I say to myself all the time, and I have all over my office, is, when failure is not an option, success is inevitable. And for me, failing and making him right and all of that, like, I'm just not going to give up. And so, here I am, making a new way for my family to believe that it's possible to make money and have freedom. And it's almost like those people who will have the opinions to make you want to shrink and keep you small and keep you safe and keep you where you are, aren't always the people that are the proudest of you when you've made it. But they are appreciative of the things that you can do because of the freedom that you have. If that makes sense, like being able to be at certain family functions because you have the freedom of entrepreneurship, they might be grateful for that, although they might respect that you weren't there because you had a real, a job confliction or something like that. So you can really decide what you want for your life. Anything is possible. And kicking that fear to the side, there's a great illusion or visualization that you can, use as a tool. I'm going to give to you guys really quickly. Is if fear was a person, you have the choice to let fear get in the driver's seat and drive you around in life, or you can kick him out of the driver's seat. You can put him in the passenger seat, and then you can play it real safe because he's going to be your navigator, okay? Or you can tell him, heck no, get in the back seat, shut up, I'm in charge, this is my life, I'm in control of my vision and my dreams and what's possible for me. And so sit down, shut up, and I'm in control, okay? So daily, I ask myself, is fear driving? Is fear navigating me? Or is fear in the back seat, sit down, shut up, buckle up, and leave me alone, okay? So asking yourself kind of that question, you have the choice every day. You have the power within you to be able to make those decisions and those choices. So number 5 is to dream build like never before. I wish I could flip my screen to the side really quickly, but I'm on my desktop computer. I was wanting to show you guys my vision boards. I have 3 huge vision boards that cover the wall in my office. It's such an incredibly powerful tool for you to move forward every single day, your limiting beliefs, your overcoming how I feel each day to chase after what it is I ultimately want, where I want to be 5 years from now. And I have things, it's not just materialistic things like homes or cars or shoes. I have different words. I have feelings that I want to feel on a daily basis. I have the type of foods that I want to eat and nourish my body with. I have some lifestyle things, some small luxuries that drive me forward, like certain products that I want to be able to use and afford and treat myself to. I have some nail polishes and taking my kids to, the nail salon with me for a little mini mani-pedi. Those things drive me forward. Those things make me take action. So looking at that vision every day helps pull me forward. And without vision, you will perish. If you just say, I wish, I hope, and someday, you'll be stuck in the same place a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now with the same frustrations. The person that takes the vision board, decides to live a different life 60 days from now, 90 days from now, 1 year from now, and they actually do something about it, will in fact manifest those things. It's super, super crazy that vision pulls you forward in such a powerful way. This week I shared, though, that before the last, I guess, 2 years ago, I had a vision board, and it was attached to, I will have this when I hit this, and it was attached to all these labels of how it would happen instead of believing. I watched the movie The Secret, and I started thinking about the law of attraction and thinking about that if I focused on the things that I truly desired, that it would become closer to me. But I was attaching it to the actions of other people. And when this person does this, and when I hit this, then this can happen. And I realized that our visions should not be attached to labels or even like income goals, like actual numbers or facts. It should be the feeling, the emotion, the experiences. Those things pull you forward than some of the actual facts on a vision board. So goal setting and vision boarding is totally different, you guys. I set goals with facts and figures and numbers and things like that. But in my vision, it's more just about the total way that I'm feeling and the things that I'm experiencing. So number 6 is craft your story, okay? Here's the component that a lot of people miss. People buy why you do what you do more than they buy what you do, okay? So when I talk about, wanting to serve my family and be this leader for my girls, where they see me going out every single day, overcoming my fears, channeling my confidence, being the best version of myself that I can be, knowing that I'm helping and serving others along the way is my mission. I'm setting an influence for the future generation of my family. And when I talk about those things as a part of my brand, it attaches more meaning behind it. Okay, so I believe that your story is not a 30-second commercial. Your story is something that's continually sharing. It's like an onion, and every single layer comes off as time comes. Your story is always growing and changing if you're willing to be visible. A lot of people hide parts of their story. They've only got to tell the pretty part or the most recent part. And some of the deeper things or some of the bigger challenges in your life that have directed you in certain ways are the things that people crave, that will really attach people to your message. Like, I really relate to her. In this last group of Born to Stand Out, I realized that literally all but 2 of the participants in the program had been divorced. And I thought, if you were to share in your message, maybe that struggle or that, stage in your life, you could attract people to you because people could relate to that experience. And so we really went in deep to that and talked about that. And, it's something that people were like, oh, I don't like talking about that. I don't even like thinking about it. But yet it's a huge thing that is happening in people's lives, and, they need support. That's just one slight example of crafting your story, deciding what are the things that you actually want to share that are going to identify with other people. And if anybody's told you to have the 30-second preview and that just be as deep as you go, like nobody wants to hear anything else, that is totally not true. I don't believe that at all. So number 7 is find where you want to stand out, okay? There's a lot of noise out there. There's tons of social media platforms. A mistake that I see a lot of people make, and a secret that I've used, is just to pick 1 or 2 platforms, really develop your brand there, really develop consistency, and you will see results from it. Okay, so when I launched my brand, I chose specifically Facebook. That was where I was going to focus. That was where I already currently had the most reach. It's where I knew my ideal clients would be, and I wanted to grow my brand there. I didn't even do it on a public page. I did it in a private Facebook group because of a personal situation I was going through. At the time, Periscope was a big deal, and I had grown my brand and grown my following on Periscope, and it was super uncomfortable for me. There was tons of men on there. They would say all these kind of wacky comments. It just felt totally unaligned, and I was like, I'm trying to do this because my goal, my vision, but it just wasn't working for me. And I actually had somebody that had my private phone number that had been sending me all these weird messages, which was totally freaking me out. And I decided that there had to be a different way. So I created a private Facebook community where I would only have women added to the group, which would shelter from some of the madness and crazy out there. It was where I was more comfortable, more trusting. I felt I could be more vulnerable. I felt like I could be myself. And still, just this last probably 6 months, I had somebody on my team tell me, Natalie, you're totally different in the Mompreneur Club than you are like if you do a video or a Facebook Live that's not in the group. It's like you're two different people. And it's because I really feel safe there. It's like I really feel that I can be my most vulnerable, authentic, real self. And so I have found that that's where I needed my brand to stand out. But for you, it could be something different. The thing that I would encourage you not to do is try to juggle 3, 4, 5 platforms. Posting once a week or ever so often is not going to build you the following. You're not going to stand out. You're not going to gain that momentum or that traction as you will if you just focus on one. So literally for 18 months, I built on one platform before I expanded to my second platform, which was Instagram. So over the last 6 months, I've started building my brand and my presence there. Through Instagram, other people have found me on Pinterest because some of the photos that I share on Instagram somehow get pinned or tagged on Pinterest, but I haven't even really focused on that. But yet I have colleagues and friends and clients that find the majority of their business on Pinterest, just that one platform. So I'm not saying that it has to be Facebook, but I am saying focus your energy and find where you want to stand out. So number 8 is declare your mission boldly. This is something that gives me chills because when I help my clients define what their true mission is by asking them a whole long series of questions, and they can get a sentence out that almost brings them to tears, that's magical. That's when I know their brand will explode. They'll have huge success in what they're doing because having a mission is so, so important. And years ago when I was trying to figure out how to write a mission statement for the first time, it was so shallow and it was so cheesy. And it was because I didn't have really a roadmap or a guide to figure out how to write one. And so when I went through years of trying to do this myself, I've been able to kind of craft and figure out questions and ways to get clarity in your mind, because I really believe that you have the answers within you. Your mission is already in you. It's just that you have to sort through the ideas and the thoughts and everything to really figure out what that is. But when you find it, it is such a powerful, powerful thing, a component to move you forward. So number 9 is style your brand to fit you and stick to it. This is probably something that stands out more than other things. These photos all behind me, this is like my mood board for my brand. This is some of the pictures and graphics that I've created, some photo shoots that I've done. I have pictures from an event I've hosted, vacations that we've been on. So visual branding is a huge part of somebody seeing you and being attracted to your message. So you really have to figure out what fits you. So I spend an extensive amount of time working with my clients trying to figure out the style and the vibe and everything that is within them. For me, I think that it's something that's been created and started a long time ago, you know, with pink. Pink has always been my favorite color since I was a little girl. So it was easy for me to say pink clearly has to be a part of my brand. It's like, it's just really obvious. But other people I've worked with haven't had like a favorite color, or something that like just already is so keen represented in them. But different places they love to travel, or things that they like to see, or things that they like to do does represent that. And so we've been able to kind of search through some of the passions and the things that people enjoy, what they would be attracted to by different exercises of like, between all these pictures, what are you drawn to the most? Different exercises like that will help you to style your brand, find it. But when you find it, here's the most important thing, is that you stick to it. I see a lot of people finding something, using that for a while, changing it again, changing it a third time, a fourth time. And so over the last 18 months, the reason it has caught traction, the reason my brand is recognizable, the reason why I can meet somebody today in an event that doesn't know me, they've never met me before, and they're like, oh, Natalie, yeah, I've seen you, the Mompreneur Club, the pineapples, like I love all your bright stuff. The reason it's recognizable is because it's been consistent. I've been sharing the same graphics, the same photos, wearing the same colors. That really creates a brand, okay? So what are the colors that you think of when you think of Coca-Cola? What are the colors that you think of when you think of Target? What are the colors that you think of when you associate with big brands? And it is the same thing. I'm sorry, my allergies are terrible right now. It's the same color over and over and over again. Target hasn't changed their color, you know, their red Target. In my whole life, they have always had that as a sign on the building. Therefore, when you're driving down the highway and you catch it out of the corner of your eye, you know it's Target over there. So you can't be changing all the time and being like, oh, now this is my favorite. Oh, now this is, and jumping from thing to thing, because people will never like associate that with you if it's always changing. So that's super, super important. The next thing I want to talk about is photo shoots. Photo shoots are a huge part of branding, personal branding, and really creating success online. To gain somebody's attention and to build credibility almost instantly, how professional you present yourself in your profile photo, on your cover photo, as they scan through, you know, your little clip of your favorite photos right there. You know, if you have a picture of a football helmet or something like that as your profile picture, I don't even accept that friend request. Like, I don't know who they are. I definitely don't think that they're trying to build a successful business. They're not putting their face forward. I'm just thinking like, we're not really compatible. And that's not to say that that person even is. It's just the way that they're putting themselves out there is not attractive. It doesn't sync with my vibe. And it's like, we only have the ability to have 5,000 friends. So I want to have people who look like we're on the same, you know, journey, you know, like that they're trying to put their best foot forward, that maybe they're into, you know, entrepreneurship like me. If we haven't connected before, I know you, you know, I want to have things in common with somebody. If I'm going to, you know, take up even just a space on Facebook. Okay. So putting your best image forward is not about and I'm not saying creating photos that totally don't look like you and aren't you. It's about being the best version of you, okay? So no, I do not walk around my house all day long in 5-inch heels, you know, carrying, you know, wearing a skirt or a dress and, you know, taking care of my children. No, but that is what makes me feel my best. Wearing heels, having on, you know, dressed up as much as I possibly can is who I am. And I feel most powerful, most, you know, confident that way. Okay. So having a photo shoot, it's not even about spending a ton of money. It's about finding 1 or 2 outfits that you feel absolutely like your $1 million vision boards come true. This is what you would look like. They're featuring you on the cover of, you know, a successful magazine. And what are you going to be wearing? How do you want to represent yourself? And so it's like finding that style, becoming super professional. Things completely changed in my business when I went from car selfies to having a professional brand, looking successful. It was literally 2 weeks later that I had somebody reach out to me, ask me to be featured in a magazine publication just from that one thing, okay? So it is definitely powerful for your brand. Okay, number 11 is create an offering and craft what you would teach. I'm going to try to get through the last of these pretty short. I know that this is a ton of information, but it is really, really important within your brand to create an offering. You're not just doing this to build followers, to become popular, anything like that. I really want you to monetize your brand. So create what you're going to offer. Help somebody. There's so many different ways that you can serve in the world through digital products, ebooks, courses, coaching. I mean, you can monetize who you are, what your gifts are, what your life experiences are, starting today. I've helped clients that have literally just decided, okay, I know how to do this. One of my previous clients was highly organized, and she created a course where she would help women with all these tips of like how to fold their clothes and how to efficiently prepare kids for school in the morning. And as a mom of 5, she was an expert at that. And things took off for her so quickly. And it was all just stuff that she did normally. And as she started talking about it to me, I'm like, no, people do not know that. People do not think, like they're not you. Things are crazy at my house, and it's definitely hard getting ready in the mornings. And so she created an offering all about that, and it started exploding. People started needing it immediately. So even just not long ago, I saw somebody looking for a potty training coach, somebody that could help them figure out how their kid could be potty trained. And I thought, oh my gosh, I have so many people that I know that whipped that out like it was no big deal, and there's help. Another lady in the Mompreneur Club just this week, she's a lactation consultant, but she's desiring to kind of branch off and start her own company. And she's dreaming big about how she could help people, you know, all around, you know, through some type of course or product that she could create. She could have videos, she could have support virtually, because you do not have to be there in person for so many things because of technology these days. So figure out what you're going to teach, how you're going to help people. That's a key component. Don't do all the work of the other brand, but not know what you're going to do. So the 12th thing is building an email list and communicating with them. So I use Entreport as an email service provider, and I communicate with this list of followers that I've built. So followers on social media are amazing, but it is not like having followers or people subscribe to your list, okay? There is money literally sitting there waiting for you as soon as you decide to build a list. I had a list of less than 100 people, and I'd had my first 3 or 4 clients. High-end one-on-one coaching clients just through a list built of about 100 people. So building a list gives you the ability to market your services, your products, connect with them, tell them stories of experiences that you've had, maybe success of other people that you've helped. It is basically marketing 101. What people don't realize is that they know that Old Navy does email marketing, and they know that all these things that they've bought from does marketing via email, but they don't know how they would do email marketing. And so that's something that I teach my clients, and it's incredibly valuable if you have a business that you also have a list and that you're marketing to them and that you're connecting with them often. So the number 12 is Be consistent and visible. People need to see you. This is, to me, the difference in somebody making a little bit of money, like a side hustle or a hobby, and then making that lifestyle money, that, you know, six-figure income, multiple six-figure income. How consistent are you going to be with visibility? And when people say it's so hard, I'm focusing on visibility, and it's like, well, your vision of what you want in your life is what's going to move you forward, what's going to make you get out of your comfort zone and get visible. But the people that are stuck in, you know, the mindset of, oh, I don't think that I'm good enough on video, or I don't think that I have enough to say, or all these self-doubts that are flooding them, holding them back from becoming visible, is the only thing that's standing between them and their dreams. The reality is your life is just waiting for you to kind of get out of your own way. So I've created, you know, a schedule, a calendar of different ideas as they pop into my mind. I'll put it on the calendar. As soon as there's something that comes into my mind, I put it there, and then I organize when I'm going to share it or how I'm going to share it or whatever, just so I know that I'm remaining visible. It's not like my brain just thinks of it on the fly. Randomly, I think of things, then I categorize it, I save it in my phone. I make probably graphics probably every, I would say 3 weeks. I probably make like a dozen of them, and I organize those in my phone. So now I have probably like 400 brand graphics. It's very easy to be visible and consistent on Instagram or whatever when you just have a library in your phone of all the content that you've thought of. It's stored, it's shared, it's branded, it's ready to go for you. So it is about being consistent with preparing the content, and then being visible, because people do have to see your brand. They have to be, it has to be consistent, it has to be repetitive, and for them to even recognize it as kind of like a movement or something that you're really doing. It typically takes my clients about 60 to 90 days of consistent visibility as they really start to build their brand for people to start recognizing, taking notice, and then start getting kind of the inbox messages or the like, I don't know what you're doing, but I love it, or whatever. And so imagine if you're only on the kick for like a week or 2 weeks, that you'll ever get any momentum with that, because you totally won't. People will not recognize it. It'll just kind of get lost in the sea of things. So number 14 is win against perfectionism. Perfectionism is the utter killer to success and holding people back and getting stuck, okay? So I struggle with perfectionism. I say I'm a recovering perfectionist, if you will, because the overthinking and thinking it's never good enough doesn't help anybody. So I shared something that I use all the time. A mentor told me once, she said, Natalie, your version of perfect isn't like anybody else's in the world. So your ideal perfect body isn't somebody else's. Your ideal perfect car isn't anybody else's, because your dream perfect isn't the same as anyone else's in the world. So when you aren't taking action because it's not perfect, it's somebody else's perfect. You're just good enough is somebody else's version of perfect. And that completely transformed my mindset and the way that I would put stuff out there, and I would just not overthink it. I would think, well, I don't think that this is perfect, but this is somebody else's perfect. And I would take action and move forward. And those habits have created success, not the habits of obsessing over something to the point of perfection, because very little action gets taken. If I'm waiting, like if I'm going to wait to do a photo shoot till I have the perfect body, I wouldn't even have a photo shoot, because I've never ever looked in the mirror and thought, I've reached the perfect body where I feel perfect in a photo shoot. There's always something that we're picking ourselves apart about, or, you know, I wish this, or when I get here. So it never comes. Perfection never comes. So I always say done is better than perfect. Another thing that I teach my clients, and I really focus on myself, is that clarity comes through action. I really don't believe clarity comes through, you know, thinking about it, pondering, asking other people's opinions. I mean, those are things that a lot of us do when we're trying to figure something out. And I have found that in my business and my brand, if I'm trying to decide between A and B, if I'll just flip a coin, choose whatever it is, and take action, I'll realize A was either the right thing, or A was not and B was. Or maybe I thought of a C because of how people reacted to A, and that has created more success than the overthinking and the overly analyzing, you know, oh, should I offer this, or should this program cost this, or, you know, I don't really know, and just the undecision. So I think that successful people make decisions quickly, and that clarity comes through the act of me doing it and trying it and attempting it way more than it does thinking about it. So I want to encourage you guys of that. So the 15th thing is be your most authentic self. People want to get to know the real you. They don't want to see the perfect, polished, always put together version of you. They just want to see the real you, okay? So when I was getting ready to share this masterclass today, I could have organized it all out. I could have wrote it out word for word. I could have practiced it for hours on end. But I know that that's not what connects with my audience the most. Me writing down the 15 bullet points and then just reading them and just sharing from my heart connects with people way more than me having it overly prepared, because it's just who I am, you know? And so people crave the real you. So when you obsess over something, or you get really nervous and you practice so much and you're so worried about it, it doesn't come across authentic. It comes across forced. It comes across uncomfortable, and they're like, no thanks, right? So for you to just be you in all your kind of whatever, I'm surprised a kid hasn't ran in the room and asked me to put on lipstick or something during this video, because those are the things that happen. And yes, I tell them beforehand, hey, I need to do this. Please respect it. Please be quiet. But stuff happens, and I just let it, because I want other moms to know that things don't have to be perfect. Kids do make interruptions. Kids, you know, they don't listen and follow everything perfect. They're not adults. Life happens. So it becomes a part of my brand to, you know, take a child, put them on my hip, and have them wave at the camera to everyone. And my clients love that. They expect that from me, because they know that I'm real and that that's what happens at my house. And I'm not having a closed door and the perfect, you know, setting for, you know, no interruptions, whatever, to be happening. So I think that there's a fine line of professionalism in creating your brand with a certain image, but then also letting it be somewhat organic and authentic as well. So I hope that those 15 things, maybe there's a few that stood out to you, things that maybe you've never thought about it in that way. Maybe I have a different take on it or a different experience. I hope that that has helped in a big way. I think on all of the 15 secrets that I put into this class, I could teach a whole course on. I could dive in. I could teach you how to craft your story. I could have a 4-week course on crafting your story. I could have a 4-week course on creating and launching, you know, and executing perfect photo shoots. Oh, sorry, not perfect, but done photo shoots that are amazing that will build your brand. I think that finding your zone of genius could be a 90-day program. So I do think that there's a lot of information and there's a lot of depth to it. And I've helped clients for 4 months at a time through Born to Stand Out really execute all of these 15 things. So I'm really, really excited for the first time to be announcing a way that for the least amount of investment, you can have the opportunity to take the course that has helped many of my clients develop all of these things. So Born to Stand Out, my signature program, has been closed for the last 5 months. I haven't been taking on any new clients. I haven't worked with clients one-on-one. I am getting ready to have a sweet baby girl here pretty soon, if you guys can see. So I am about 9 months pregnant, expecting a little surprise any day. And I've decided to open up Born to Stand Out as a self-study course. This course is an extensive program. It has hours and hours of coaching. It has hundreds and hundreds of questions of clarity for you to dig within you, for you to figure out how to develop your brand, how to develop what your gifts are, how to develop your offers that you can put out there into the world. So I'm going to give you guys a quick overview of everything that entails. I'm only offering the program for the next 7 days, is all you'll have to enroll to it. There's some bonuses for taking action quickly and securing your seat and getting signed up for the course that I'll talk about. But I'm just going to run through really quickly everything that's put into Born to Stand Out, because it's basically the full version of everything that I shared in this masterclass. It's the how-to, it's the roadmap, it's the guide to being able to do the 15 secrets. So module 1 is discovering your higher abilities, a proven system to find out your coaching niche. So stop spreading yourself thin, find out who you are and who you're meant to serve. Set yourself up for success from the get-go with my powerful technique to awaken your imagination, zoom into your vision, and ignite your business and life the clearest, fastest way possible so you can stay in your zone of abundance at all times. We're going to go into the money mindset makeover so you can stop sabotaging your success, explore the intricacies of your beliefs, and develop a mindset that are going to help you have consistent 5K, 10K, 15K months. The first step that your business can't exist without, find out what to say, when to say, and how to say it to make clients swoon over your offers. The little known sold out offer formula, my step-by-step formula to leverage your gifts, experience, and personality to help bring you financial rewards. Then module 2 is all about being soulfully branded. This is what everyone comes to me asking is, how can I create a brand that stands out, that looks the way that yours does, not necessarily copying, but your own way. So the 3-step framework of your brand, so it won't feel bland, boring. A chic style statement of fonts, colors, patterns, for you to create a personal brand that's gorgeous, and social media graphics on Canva. So I have a library of hours of tutorials of me creating logos, sub-logos, mood boards, and I walk you through step by step how to create your own. So your brand really will, be this $1 million brand that stands out on social media. Mastering the art of storytelling and communication, income generation strategies to plan for your business so you don't have to worry about having enough money or where it's coming from. Systems made easy. So I go into incredible detail through also video tutorials and through the workbooks of how I run my online business, as far as the programs, the software that I use. That was a place that I got stuck and lost in, because I started realizing there was so many to choose from that I was going to waste money, and I was also going to waste time trying to figure out which one was going to actually be the best for me and my business. So I had to figure out what systems to use. Some I had to learn the hard way, so I hope to help you save time, money, energy, figuring out the best ones through all my experience. Module 3 is the sales funnel module. We talk about how to create money on demand, what sales funnels really are, how to familiarize yourself with them, and how to create them. So this helps you magnetize your leads. Instead of just throwing stuff out there into the air, it helps you figure out what lead magnets are and how to attract your ideal clients exactly to you, to where you're going to have the maximum results with your effort. Opt-in pages, I teach you all about how to create an opt-in page, what it needs to look like, the features that it needs to have, and how to design them in a really quick, easy way. It's kind of like the how to get somebody's name and email, how to get them onto your list, so how you can sell to them in the future. And then proven email templates that I've used for email sequence, what they need to have in them, what it needs to entail to make it super easy, and then also what sales pages need to have, learning the art of persuasion and sales effectively. So module 4 is the framework to know your numbers. I kind of open up my, accounting, and I tell you the financial goals that I had, the products that I released, the price that I put them at, and how I created the success that I did. My first 6-figure success, my first 10K months, things like that. And so I go through that tried and tested framework to set up goals that you need to have your marketing work. Effectively generation strategy, the high value community training, building tips, kicking writer's block to the curb, which I actually think many people struggle with. So learn how I write Facebook posts, Facebook live descriptions, email newsletters that get people opening your emails actually and get people watching your videos is a huge part of marketing. Module 5 is all about sales. For me, sales come really easy, and I want to say I've kind of mastered the art of sales. Selling for me is comfortable. It's not uncomfortable. It's not forced. It really is a natural process. So I teach the art of sales mastery. I talk about becoming a master closer, how to kill it on sales calls, especially in the coaching business. Without calls, there's no sales. So how to do these well. That's going to be a huge part of your 6-figure success. So you can close deals without feeling icky or sticky or whatever, but feeling totally aligned and genuine and authentic. Creating email campaigns in a sales process way. And then module 6 is launch with intention, how to have collaborations. I talk about a lot of the different things like affiliates and joint ventures, how to do them correctly, how to make them successful, and then how your brand's going to be unique so you can really, really stand out in the market. And then the grand finale of launching your offer, putting it all together and things like that. So here's what's actually included besides the modules. So there's 6 full modules. I want to say none of them are less than 50 pages. It is very extensive in tons and tons of detail. But then there's also some other things that are included. So there's going to be 5 implementation calls that are recorded on replay that are each 2 hours long. There's 7 recorded intensive Q&A sessions that are 90 minutes long, recorded for you. You have lifetime access membership to the modules, the programs, the replays, all of the training and tutorial videos, and then also a private Facebook community. So there's also some bonuses if that isn't enough. I have my own money mindset meditation. That's a $97 value bonus. We have the photo glam bonus. It's a $497 value. I actually go into detail about like the places that I shop, the places where I get certain items and things like that. Bonus 3 is 3 recorded mindset calls. Bonus 4 is copywriting 101 from one of my high-end expert copywriters that I've hired and used for many of my launches. And then bonus 5 is Facebook ad training, so you can learn to set up your own Facebook ads by expert that I've used who's incredibly successful. She's managed ad spends of 10,000 a month plus for certain clients. So she's incredible and amazing, and she goes through exactly step-by-step in the Power Editor how you can create your own Facebook ads, which is one of the #1 ways to generate and attract and market people on social media today. And then 6 is a legal masterclass to help you set up all of your contracts, everything business-wise that you need to for your brand to be set up for success from success coach and attorney Carmen Rosa. So just the bonuses alone for Born to Stand Out equal over $3,888. So the course itself, when I ran B2SO Live, we've done B2SO Round 1, we've done B2SO 2.0. So we've served over 45 people in helping them build, launch, and execute their personal brand, coaching services, whatever it is that they're seeking to do. And the standard package for B2SO Live this last time was $3,997. And every single one of them felt that it was worth more than that, and they would do it all over again. But I'm offering the B2SO self-study early bird price from now, as we speak on this live, to Monday, August 28th, for $997 if you pay in full. And I'm also offering a payment plan because I really don't want there to be any reason whatsoever if somebody desires to stand out, build a brand, create a legacy, create six-figure income success for themselves online, that they're able to do so. So the installments for the next couple of days will be $297 for 4 months. After Monday the 28th, the price is going up for paid in full to $1297, and the installments will be $375. So there's a significant savings of $191 plus to enroll in the early bird. And I'm also going to give you guys a training that I did that's called how to make a 1K in your first 30 days. I actually just re-listened to that training yesterday, and I'm like, that is some amazing information. I actually wished I had listened to it because there were some more secrets that I could have put into the 15 secrets. But there is so much to share, and I can't share it all at once. So that training will be available to you if you sign up for B2SO self-study before Monday, August 28th. So the doors are open to the program. I can post a link. If you guys are in the Mompreneur Club, I'll be posting links all weekend that will take you to the page where you can enroll into the program, and we can work together through the self-study. So the last thing I want to share with you guys is my favorite way to serve clients and my favorite way to help people is face-to-face. And my favorite part of B2SO this last time was a mastermind that I hosted here in Dallas all together, where for days we got to dive into people, we got to do live coaching, we got to create some brand videos for them, and it was just an amazing environment and an amazing experience. And I've decided that the only way that you can attend one of those masterminds that I'm going to be hosting in the future is if you've already gone through B2SO or you've gone through the self-study course. So to qualify to even apply for one of those masterminds, you will have to have taken B2SO 1, B2SO 2, or the self-study course. And I will be launching one of those live events after I come back from having the baby. So that's everything I wanted to share with you guys. I would love to hear from you, what your key takeaways are. If you're excited about B2SO, I want to say welcome. I can't wait for you to dive in. Everything is going to be uploaded into the self-study group within a few days. And that bonus 1K in your first 30 days training can be yours if you sign up before Monday the 28th. So hope you guys have an amazing weekend, and I'll talk to you guys all soon. Take care.